All right, day after a Giants loss, rational thoughts video. Try and keep this under 10 minutes. Cause I'm frustrated, man. I'm frustrated, and let's start with the Daniel Jones injury stuff. Let's get it out of the way. He was clearly hobbled. It was his first game of his career where he didn't have a rushing attempt. He admitted after the game that he didn't feel comfortable running the ball. Judge after the game admitted that he didn't feel comfortable running the ball. I'm not going to tell you where to stand on if he should have played or not. I'm more of the side like, hey, like you can't throw games away in the NFL, and Jones playing with no legs was a better option than Colt McCoy. Yeah, you can debate me, but I truly believe that Jones playing like that was a much better option than Colt McCoy. We saw how bad Colt McCoy was in this offense last week. Even though Colt McCoy is not inept, it's more, a lot of it is offensive scheming. But Colt McCoy, he couldn't do anything last week. His best play was not throwing a play that should have been an interception based off the Jason Garrett scheme. Anyways, whatever your opinion was, I was fine with them letting him go out there and play. We're in a division race. They let him go out there and play. But through the winning streak, I've gotten heat because I have not been a fan of what Jason Garrett's about his offense. And I haven't been since, I kind of realized going through some stuff in the first few games, like, oh, this isn't good. It better turn around. And one of my biggest talking points, and you're seeing it come to fruition, is that in the winning streak, against the Eagles, against the Bengals, in this, the Washington game, that Jones was playing damn near flawless. Like, no turnovers, but they were converting every downfield attempt. Almost every single one. Like, Daniel Jones through the season is the best downfield thrower in the NFL by QB rating. He's obviously doing it at a much lesser clip, and that does impact that, but he's doing it better than anybody in the NFL. And my thing is, like, he can't expect him to do that every week. Okay, you can't expect 5 downfield shots to convert 3 of them every week. We had 4 this week. We converted 1. And honestly, that is right around where the league usually is in most games. The issue is that we're only doing 4. And that 1 converted did turn into a touchdown. But basically, I'm saying Jones had to be flawless. No mistakes. Making the right read. Converting on every downfield attempt. The offensive line was playing really well. The running game was working really well. The defense was playing really well. Still is playing really well. For there to not be pressure on them. And they were only putting up like 27 points. That's the ceiling of this offense, is 27 points. That's the highest this offense has scored points, is 27 points. And that's in a game where Jones played perfectly against the Eagles. The run game was working well in that game. The offensive line blocked well in that game. And that's the ceiling of this Giants offense with Jason Garrett as the coordinator. That's the ceiling. And I don't think this is even this isn't me defending Jones. Like, wherever you feel on Jones, I think you have a right to feel that way. But with Garrett as the OC, it's not going to work. And another year in the system will not make it work. It won't. It's not going to. Okay? And the only argument I hear for Jason Garrett is continuity. That's the only argument I hear for Jason Garrett is continuity. He's not a good offensive coordinator. He underperformed with the best of talent in Dallas year after year after year. Okay? The NFL is, you score points by getting big plays and getting into the red zone. We don't do that. We don't do it. And when we do it, we do it better than anybody in the NFL because we do it so little, and Jones has some downfield accuracy where he gives his guys chances to make plays. But man, and Jones had 1 turnover yesterday. It turned into 0 points. So we've had 0 points off Daniel Jones turnovers in his last 4 games now. Like I said, this isn't. We are the 31st. The Giants are the 31st ranked offense in the NFL. The 31st. That can't. I think people overuse the word unacceptable. That's unacceptable. I get that the wide receivers don't get a ton of separation, even though the scheme plays into that. But we should not be the 31st ranked in the offense in the NFL. The only team worse than us is the New York Jets. The only offense worse than the New York Giants is the New York Jets. I can't. And guess what? Last year we had a worse offensive line. Our QB was a year younger. Our wide receivers all the same players. Our tight ends the same players. And we were the 19th ranked offense. We were the 19th ranked offense last year. Why didn't we bring in somebody like Shermer that plays to Jones' strengths? We don't play to Jones' strengths. So, like I said, this isn't a defend Jones video. This is simply, he is our QB. Why not play to his strengths, which are attacking downfield and then attacking 3, 2, 1. Instead of it's 1, 2, 3. That's what the progressions are. And these stick plays, I mean, they almost turn the turnovers every single week. We've been lucky that Daniel Jones hasn't thrown an interception, because there's been plays worthy of interceptions because of these quick stick plays, man. And don't talk to me about 2019. They were playing from behind. Well, why don't the Giants pretend they were playing from behind? Why don't we just pretend we were playing from behind? Will that make our offense better? That doesn't make any sense. Because we're playing from behind, our offense scored more points. So we're scoring less points because we aren't playing from behind all the time. That's just a bad argument. The offense scored more points because they had bigger plays and they took more shots. And Daniel Jones was in an offense that was his game. He was on pace for the rookie touchdown record. The rookie touchdown record. And now he has 8 touchdowns in 12 starts. He has so a 1-to-3 ratio from his second year to his rookie year. A 1-to-3 ratio. We're not playing to his strengths. We're not. And don't talk. And I hear a bunch of bad talking points. Like, well, a lot of his touchdowns came in garbage time. Not a single one came in garbage time. Not a single one. You can argue. Sorry, I left my sunglasses on. Now I feel like a dope. You can argue that the Lions game, that the last touchdown of that game was garbage time. But even that one had them down like 4 or 5 points with an onside kick away from getting the ball back with a minute and a half left. So even that you really wouldn't consider garbage time. Daniel Jones did not get any garbage time touchdowns. Hell, the Giants as a whole didn't get any garbage time points. Really, the only one was a Wayne Gallman run in Week 1 in the fourth quarter, and maybe one touchdown versus the Bills. But even then, that gave them a 1-possession game with like 7 minutes left in the fourth, even though that game did feel over. So, and then how many times have we seen a new offensive coordinator come in with a young QB and turn it around? Hell, look at Baker Mayfield this year. Look at Jared Goff. It happens. When have we ever seen a bad offensive coordinator and the young QB like, well, they sucked in the first year of it, and then year 2 they figured it out? I don't remember any of that. So here's my thing: go out and get an offensive coordinator who plays to his strengths. And then if Jones fails, he's not it. But he's gonna be back. Like, Jones will be back next year. Like, it's all but a guarantee that Daniel Jones will be back next year, unless they were to go out and get a veteran or something. Unless they're to go out and get a Matt Stafford. I just don't see them. I don't see that happening. Shut up, phone. So why not go out and play to his strengths? Why not get an offensive coordinator to play to his strengths? It doesn't make sense, man. I'm dying watching him play in this offense. This offense does not fit him. It's a game manager offense, and that's not what he is. That's not what he was drafted to be. It's just frustrating, man. This is not what he does well. Running stick routes, short concepts, and trying to run the ball is not how you score points. You want to know why? Because the proof is right there. We don't score points. We're the 31st scoring offense in the NFL. Okay, and I've been saying it through all this, and I'll put in the end, the last 20 seconds, a cards of a Jason Garrett video I did during the bye week, and people were like, "Oh, why'd we're winning games. They're controlling the clock." No, they're not. No, they're not. The defense is playing out of their mind. The offense sucks. That's what it is. That doesn't make the offense better. The defense being great doesn't mean the offense sucking is less bad. The offense sucks, man. And you can't bring this guy back as an offensive coordinator. You can't bring him back. Like I said, a lot of people don't think Jones is the guy. You have every right to think that. But he's going to be back in 2021. So why not get someone who plays to his strengths and doesn't coach afraid? Why not do that? So I'm frustrated. I've given it a day to think about it. But honestly, they shouldn't let this guy come in tomorrow. They should see what they have as an offensive coordinator with Kitchens or Suplinski. Use these last 3 games to see what you have in those guys. And it's not unprecedented. The Ravens in 2012 fired Cam Cameron and promoted Jim Caldwell on December 10th. And they won the Super Bowl that year. Doesn't mean, I'm not saying we're going to win the Super Bowl if we fire our OC. But it's not unprecedented. And then you evaluate after the season and go from there. Go get, Mike Kafka from Kansas City or some guy I've never heard of who coaches, southeastern Texas. I don't know. But this is not working. You can't look at this and say that this is okay, and it's not going to get better in the second year. It's not. It's not. This isn't who Jones is. He's never played this way. Not at Duke, not with Pat Shurmur. This is not who Jones is. So continuing to do this, man, is just frustrating to me. And I've been saying it through the losses, and people have been hating on it. I'm like, oh, man, or through the wins, and people are like, well, they're winning. They're controlling the clock. No, they're not. They're not controlling the clock, one. They just suck. They just suck. So that gets translated into controlling the clock because the defense is really good. And thank you to the defense, by the way. They played really good yesterday. They got put in horrible field position all game long because the special teams sucked. I don't know how to evaluate special teams. I don't know nothing about special teams except for blocking on field goals. The special team sucks, puts the defense in bad situations. The special teams saved them on the Daniel Jones fumble and the Marcus Golden strip sack while giving them 0 points. The fumble by Dion Lewis. I mean, they're put in bad situations all game. And then Kyler is just a QB who's able to get those 5-6 yards running. And it just showed, like, we didn't have someone who could keep up with him as a spy, and we didn't have the guys out on the edges to really contain him or get to him quickly. So I have no issue with the way the defense played yesterday. They were put in horrible situations because the offense sucks and the special teams sucked. Like I said, I am ready for any pro-Garrett argument because there's none. The only thing I hear is continuity. That's the only thing I hear. It's continuity. Dude sucks, man. He's not a good offensive coordinator. And maybe Jones isn't a good QB, but he's back next year. Let's play to his strengths. Let's play to his strengths that led to him having 2 touchdowns per game in his rookie season. He's gotten better at the fumbles. I know he just had a 3-fumble game, but you look at per run and sack and QB hit, he's fumbling at like half the rate that he was in 2019. The interceptions are down, but only because he's become more hesitant in the quick concepts. If he's more decisive in the quick concepts like people like, or people say he should be, it would have led to more interceptions. It really would have, because teams are jumping on it. That's why the separation numbers are down. I'm not saying Slayton, Tate, or Shepard are all like amazing receivers. They're not. But you know what? We kept Tyke. Why did we keep Tyke Tolbert? Why did we keep him? The only position coach we kept in 2020 was Tyke Tolbert. So we didn't feel horrible about this receiver group coming in. We didn't. I get Slayton's not a number one. He's playing a number one role. Tate doesn't get separation. But you know what? You can't really get separation when the play is run to the sticks and turn around. And it happens over and over and over again. There's no downfield concepts to open up the middle of the field and make things easier. There's none. There's none. I mean, if you want to see the numbers, send me a direct message on Twitter and I'll send you a link of a blog I did. So listen, there's issues. But to me, Garrett is issue number one, and it's not even close. It's not even close to me. So, thank you for letting me rant. Thank you for letting me look like a douche with my sunglasses on my head I forgot about, but I was already like 6 minutes in when I realized that I didn't want to do a new video. If you want to hear more Garrett analysis, watch the video. I don't know what side it's on, but I'm putting it in the cards. Appreciate you guys, man. Let's win the freaking division. I know we're in second place and it feels bad. Let's go beat the Browns on Sunday Night Football. Let's do something. Let's win the damn division. I want to play in the playoffs. Appreciate you guys. Let's go Big Blue.